identify the individual peaks, individual sources. And on the right-hand side, on the top, we have formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is a beautiful chemical for chemists. It's very reactive, and you can use it as a surrogate for volatile organic compounds. And that huge peak between those two trees, that's when we went through a fire. And we have some independent measurements, a compound called acetonitrile, which is a very good fire marker, and that peaked right there. So we know that that peak is due to fire. And then the two trees indicate that we went through a biogenic area just before the fire, during the fire. So we have lots of biogenic emission information there as well. And then there were some fires towards the end. That was another fire near the coast blowing the plume into San Joaquin Valley that we were able to fly through. And the two bottom panels, OH and HO2, hydroxyl and hydroperoxyl radicals, are called free radicals. And this is the first comprehensive measurement of those two radicals in California. And that gives us tremendous amount of information about what the chemistry was like when these planes were flying. Before that, we had to do lots of speculations as to what the radical sources and radical strengths were, and now we have a pretty good idea. Get into CalNex very briefly. This is a study, federal-state partnership. NOAA is the federal agency. California Air Resources Board is the state agency. It's happening now in the valley. And we have lots of aircrafts. I don't know whether you can see the background. There are 3 aircrafts and a ship. And there's more than I could cram into this thing. There are lots of science questions that we are trying to address. I know this is a busy slide. So let's just look at the red. We want to know the emissions, chemical transformations, transport and mixing, and aerosol properties and radiation effects and model development. So these are the basic ideas. And the figure on the right shows you some of the ranges of the aircrafts that we have. So we are pretty much covering whole state of California with the aircrafts we have, and the ship, NOAA Atlantis, will go up and down the coast, doing lots of measurements. And I want to highlight the super sites, the third line from the top on the left, Bakersfield and Pasadena. And the Bakersfield site will have large number of the top level scientists making measurements. The primary focus at Bakersfield is to understand the multi-day chemistry so that we have a better feel for ozone and PM formation in the lower part of the San Joaquin Valley, which is a big problem. So to conclude, again, there's no doubt in our minds that we need a very strong scientific basis to guide the policy decisions that will develop the PM2 SIP. This effort is even more important as we run through all the major obvious sources, and now we have to get to not so obvious small sources, and then the expense of controlling them are going to be very high, and so we really need that scientific basis to make that level of decision. And finally, I want to just mention the synergy between air pollution and climate change. And CalNex, which I just mentioned, is just that, trying to find that synergy between air pollution and climate change while shedding lots of light on air pollution at the same time. Okay, with that, I think my time is up.